Well, turns out that the first item you get in Starfield, yes, the cutter used for getting resources, is also one of the best weapons in the game to use against enemies. Really, this laser can melt everyone, and there are ways to improve it even more. You especially want to use this tactic later on in the game, as with New Game Plus, you sadly do not bring over your weapons and ammo, but you do start with the cutter again. And of course, because it doesn't require any ammo, you will always be able to use it. There are many ways to improve this weapon. I will tell you how, and they can immediately wreck, which again is really handy to quickly do multiple New Game Plus runs. A nice thing you can do is hold the aim button, as this will charge the gun already, and if you then activate the laser, you will deal increased damage. And it's great that you can just hold this while sprinting, so always have the stronger laser. Now this does consume the power of the weapon more quickly, but the damage increase is more than worth it. And then in the comments actually noted that you can also use this for resource gathering, which will reduce the time to actually get the item, which is also worth mentioning, so thanks Dan. And maybe you already saw it, but I'm rocking the Heller's Cutter variant that I talked about in my early things video. You can get it after going back to the starting planet, during or after the Back to Vectera main mission, so you can always go back later. Now you can namely enter the outpost on your right, and when you do, you immediately want to head right into this room where you can get this upgraded cutter that also has a perk increasing the damage against robots by 20%, which is really nice. Now starter damage for a cutter is 4, but you can actually increase this with the laser skill that can give you up to 30% extra damage, and the heavy weapon skill that can also give you up to 30% extra damage. Both help me to increase the damage of the cutter to 7, which doesn't sound like a lot, but is 75% more damage than what it usually does, and you will totally notice that as the laser hits the enemy very often. There are also these mining monthly issues that permanently increase your tool grip weapon damage. You can find one on Mars, so in the Sol system, and then go to Sidonia. When you get there, run straight and go down until you get into the elevator on your right hand side. Then go to floor 1, and from there go like this. Maybe you have to open the door, but then in this room you find it lying on the table here. It only gives an increase of 2%, but there are more. Not everything has been found yet though, but I will leave a link to more guides for these in the video description. Still, even without this, the build completely wrecks, and what you can also do to increase the damage is upgrade that laser skill even more to rank 4, because then you also have a 5% chance to set the target on fire. And with the cutter, this happens almost every time because the beam continuously hits the enemy. It's really nice. And heavy weapons, rank 4, can also be great for the 25% physical resistance. This also protects you against bullets and explosions, and you will be in the face of most enemies, so it's kinda nice. Although, I do have a special ability that makes this build even more powerful. You already saw me use it a bit, but no, of course, major story spoilers in this video, but if you have not completed the Into the Unknown main quest yet, which is relatively early on in the game, still, then I will now tell you something that you maybe did not know yet if you have not completed that main quest. So then totally come back later because it's crucial info, but if you're still here, so, of course, at the end of the Into the Unknown main quest, you go to your first temple to get your first power. And after that, you can get a lot of extra powers from new missions called Powers from Beyond. These are optional, but I totally recommend that you do them. So go to the planet and follow the glitches in your scanner. Sometimes you can already see the temple, so then you can just immediately run there. And Creator's Piece is the power that I've been using for this build. Activate it, and then the enemies will drop their weapons, so they do not do any damage to you anymore and become a very easy target for the cutter. So I try and get close, activate the ability, and then finish them off. It only costs 25 power of the 60 that you have, so you can easily spam it. You get it from the Temple of New, but the location for this temple is random. Temples are linked to artifacts, and you get the artifact of New super early. So what I would recommend is that after completing the Into the Unknown main mission, immediately go do all the Power from Beyond quest, and then the Creator's Piece should be yours very quickly. Of course, if you got ways to improve this build, let me know, and if you got other builds, let me know as well, and subscribe for more Starfield content. A like on the video would be awesome, and check out my previous video on other amazing weapons you can miss by clicking on the screen. I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.